Have you ever wanted to change a trigger shoe but really didn't know how to get it done? Well, stand by and I'm going to show you step by step how to change any Glock OEM trigger shoe. All right, guys, like I said, we're going to show you step by step how to change a Glock OEM trigger shoe. This one is a trigger bar, it's either 19 or 17, I can't remember which, but I know the only difference is the ridges on the trigger shoe. I believe this one is a 19, the 17 is smooth. And we're going to replace it with this stiletto trigger shoe by Empire. Now, Empire recently discontinued these shoes. Actually, that's when I got this one, and they no longer are making the Glock stiletto trigger shoe. So I was lucky to have gotten one. We're going to swap this for that. And we're also going to clean up this trigger bar because this trigger bar is nasty from the factory. This thing is going to look so much better and it's going to have a much smoother action when I'm finished with it. So before we get started, you know what we have to do? We have to talk about tools. All right, guys, here we are. We have all the tools that we're going to need to do this install or to do this trigger swap. We have the real Avid armorer's block. Any armorer's block will do. I just like this because one, it has a magnet inside. Anything, any small objects that are magnetized, they'll be able to be caught if they fall through there. We have our hammer, which works fine. You can use a small ball peen like this, or you could use a rubber mallet or a small brass hammer. Just don't use a big 16-pound hammer for this, guys. That's overkill. We have a straight pick. We have a hole punch. And we have a small, very small, very small Allen key here that actually did not come with the Empire trigger shoe. That's probably my only negative. They didn't send the Allen key, but we had an Allen key from one of our Ranger proof shoes, which I'll show you in a little bit. But it's the same size Allen key, so we were able to get it. So those are all the tools we're going to need. It's only going to take us a few minutes. Even if you've never done this before, it'll only take you a few minutes to do. So why don't we go ahead and get started? All right, so the first step is to remove the shoe from the old trigger bar. And to do that, if you look on the, I guess that's the left-hand side, you can see the pin right there that comes in. Unfortunately, though, it doesn't come through the other side. So what we're going to have to do is just the one pin. This other pin that you can see here, it actually holds the safety. It captures the safety and the safety spring. But what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to position this so we can knock that out, and we can position it there. We'll grab our hole punch. And I have the hole punch, I think it's a 5/64. It's the exact size of the pin. So what we want to do is we want to position it right above the pin and just tap it real lightly until it makes an indentation on the other side. So you don't want to push it through, you just want to tap it so it makes an indent on the other side, and I'll show you why in a minute. And let's see, make sure, yep. All right, so now, if you look closely, you can see it's just dented. It makes a mark, and like I said, you'll be able to see it, even if you can't see it on the video, you'll be able to see it once you make that mark. So now, what we want to do is we want to go on the other side, and we want to take our punch, or our straight pick, and we want to position it right where it's coming through, right there, right? Now you want to take your pin and boom. So you now have a hole there, and it's pushing the pin out. It's actually already pushed it out. See, that's simple. It was that easy. You push the pin out the other side, and it's metal. So like I said, I like this because the real Avid, it catches anything metal. Push the pin right out the other side. You didn't ruin it, so it's out. So that's step one. Now you have a trigger bar that you can now shine, and we're gonna head and take a minute. We're gonna shine this up, and I'm not gonna shine it in this video, but if you wanna see that video of me polishing to a glass, finish, so you get nice smooth action. Check out the next video. That way you can see exactly what I did to get to the next step. All right, guys, here we are, we're back. We have a nice clean trigger bar. I was just buffing it up with this microfiber cloth. And if you want to see the video, again, after you finish watching this video, there will be a link to that video on how to clean it. And I'm sure some of you are probably going to say that this is not the same trigger bar, but it absolutely is. Look at that. Look at how clean and shiny that is. That is absolutely beautimous. And basically what that did is I removed all of the burrs, any burrs that were on there, all of the dirt and gunk that comes from the factory. It's now gone. It's going to allow for a nice, crisp, smooth trigger pull, and it interacts with the connector. So let's go ahead and finish installing this. Now, just as a reference, this is the Empire trigger shoe. It does not have a captured spring. It has one pin that holds the safety in, and it also mounts to the trigger bar, as opposed to the Ranger Proof, which is a very, very, very good trigger shoe, aluminum also. I have it on several other builds. It has a pin that connects the safety, as well as a pin that connects to the trigger bar. This one here is an older one that uses a roll pin, but nowadays Ranger Proof, go ahead over there, tell Andy I sent you, get you one of these. It has a screw also that makes it a little easier, so you don't have to bang on it like I'm gonna have to do this one. But anyway, back to this one here. The pin is actually screwed in, and what you want to do is you want to take it out just enough so you can slide the trigger bar in and get it in the hole. As you can see, the hole right here in the trigger bar, and you want to slide that in the slot. Of course, make sure you have it right side up. Slide it in the slot, and then you want to thread and you want to thread it on. And actually, I had it, because the screw is sticking out ever so slightly, and you'll be able to feel it catch. You can look down there and you can see where it sticks out just a little bit down the slot, and then you should be able to slide this right in and thread it right through the hole if you got it positioned correctly. And it might take a few times to get it in there just right, guys. So be patient with yourself. Like, I just got it in, but you know, I've done this a few times. So now it's all in. Now, you don't have to use any Loctite on that, but if you want to, you can. You don't necessarily have to. I've never had a screw back out, and there you go. It's all set. We now have a brand new Empire shoe connected to a nice clean trigger bar. And now we can go build the rest of the build. Well, there you have it. A few simple steps, and now you have your brand new trigger shoe for your current remodel or your future build. If you've gotten value from this video and this is content that you've liked, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you know when the next video is about to drop. Until next time, we'll see you later. Deuces.